right, guys, now that we've looked at the words in context, we're going to look at our word study again. This should look familiar to you because we've done it before. We're going to start with the first word, activist, and I'm going to walk you through that one. Then we're going to do one together as a class. Then you're going to do one with your partner, like we did the context clue yesterday. And then you're going to do one by yourself. Again, because I don't have a printer, we can't print out the picture, so the one that I do on the smart board won't have a picture. The one that you do, you're gonna draw a picture. All right, so let's start. I'm gonna start with activists. And then I'm gonna go to the definition. Now, I can try to define it myself, but why would I do that when I have a dictionary? So there's several ways that I can do this. I can either look it up on my phone, I can walk over to the bookcase and get a dictionary, or I can use the computer that I'm sitting at and go to dictionary.com and type in activist and come up with a definition. Okay? We're going to use definition. When we go to dictionaries, they typically say that the first definition that you get to is the more commonly used definition. And so we're going to use, I am going to use definition number 1, which is an especially active, vigorous advocate of a cause. And it says especially a political cause, so I guess I'll grab that portion too. And I'm going to just copy that, and I am going to paste it where it says definition. Can I make that? I don't think I can, because this is a PDF and I don't have the edit. But I can make it bigger for you to see. Is that what you're asking me? Okay. All right. Plus, like that, right? That's what you guys are looking for. All right. But it would be nice if I'm going to go back in and change that to have a bigger font. Can everyone see that now?
Yes.
Because I can make it even bigger.
A little bit. Can you zoom in to somebody?
Just a little bit more? Okay. So there you go with that one. So everybody should write that down on their word study graphic organizer. And we have some words in there that we may or may not be able to define. But remember, we defined this yesterday. But we can look at an especially active. We have that part. Now, vigorous is something that has a lot of energy, okay? And an advocate is someone that's for something. When you do this alone, you can either try to get a definition with words that you understand, or here we go, you can look up the words in a definition that you don't understand. The good thing about this word study is that we're going to put it in our own words anyway. All right? So when you put it in your own words, though, you may want to go and look at some of the other words in the definition, or use another site or dictionary that breaks it down into words that you do understand. There are a number of dictionary sites online. You'll find one maybe with simpler language. I like dictionary.com because it gives you so many choices and tells you so much about the word. Okay? But in my words, we did this yesterday in the context clues. We defined it. And so we said something similar to a person who takes action to support a cause. Yeah. Oh, that's my keyboard. That's wonderful. Let's start again. A. There we go. Person who takes action for a cause they believe in. All right? So we have that. So we have the dictionary definition, and then we break it down into our own words so that we can better understand it. So it's helpful to be able to vocalize something in a way that you understand. All right? So now we're going to look at synonyms. I'm going to do the same thing. I am going to go to thesaurus.com. And believe it or not, today was the first day that I noticed that I didn't have to go to two separate sites. If I go to dictionary.com, thesaurus.com is there. And if I go to thesaurus.com, dictionary, I just noticed that today. So when you guys get to the point where you're doing this on your own and with your partner, if you didn't already know that, save yourself some clicks. If you choose to use this, in last hour, people chose to use Google. Some of them. So, I'm going to do synonyms for activists. Who remembers what a synonym is? Marcus.
Something like the word we talking about. Like
Something like the word, absolutely. So we can take that word, we should be able to take that word and substitute it for the other word, and it still means very closely or exactly the same thing, right? So we're going to look up activists. And we have a power broker, influence peddler, a mover and shaker. This is crazy. But that's as a lobbyist. Notice the tabs, okay? Notice the tabs. We click here. We click here. A tree hugger. We click here. We click here. So there are a lot of, depending on what we're looking for, there in thesaurus.com, there are a lot of synonyms. But what we want to do is, we already said an advocate, right?
Yeah.
An advocate in the definition. We have that, and so that's one of the synonyms listed. So we're going to put that in there. We're going to say synonym is advocate. And in the interest of time, everybody understands that you can put more than one synonym in there. Some words will only have one, and some will have many. You can put more than one. I just want to show you how to fill this out. Then we're going to look at antonyms. All right, so, people, what's an antonym?
Something. Support. What?
The opposite.
The opposite of. And so I'm going to go back to thesaurus. I'm going to, interesting. I'm going to go back to thesaurus, and it looks like,
You gotta go down, I think.
well, it's not letting me pick. That's interesting. So let me click here.
Usually antonyms be there too.
Let me put it here. Activist. Synonyms. I gotta scroll down. Next page. Here's another one, protester. And it's really not giving me any antonyms, so I'm gonna have to come up with my own, okay? So, one of the things that I know is that the opposite of being active is being passive or letting things pass by. And so, because I know that, I'm gonna type this in here for you guys. But when you do this word study, if thesaurus.com doesn't have, in fact, I'm gonna do it because I'm showing you how to do it. If thesaurus.com doesn't have antonyms, then you can just do a search of antonym for the word. So you just type antonym. I'm not getting a good connection here. My keyboard is not keeping up with me. I hate this. That's interesting. I just came from there. So I'm just gonna try a different site since I didn't get that. Here we go. You see where it says antonyms here, guys? Right here. It says, no, that's where it says passive and it says inactive. So again, I know that passive is the opposite of taking action. It's just sitting back. And inactive means not to be active. And so I'm gonna put that in as another antonym, inactive. So understanding this, we are going to do a sentence. We're gonna look at our definition. A person who takes action for a cause they believe in. An advocate or a protester is a synonym, okay? And I'm gonna devise a sentence, okay? So I am going to say, the activist, and my keyboard is still attended the protest for better water quality. So let's review what we did. We began by putting the word or the vocabulary word where it says word, activist. We went on to look at a definition. We looked it up. We can either look it up online, in a book, on our phone. An especially active, vigorous advocate of a cause, especially a political cause. And then we put it in our own words. And we had looked at this in context and came up with a similar definition already yesterday, so it was pretty easy to go back and put it in our own words. A person who takes action for a cause they believe in. What are some of the words that are like activist, advocate, and protester? What are some words that are opposite from activist, passive, and inactive? We put it in a sentence. The activists attended the protest for better water quality. We're gonna move on. Hopefully this one goes faster and my keyboard doesn't keep sticking. And we're gonna go to our next word. And this time you're gonna help me with it. What's our next word?
Denotes.
Denounce. Okay. Keep up keyboard.
Alright, try.
And so, I am going here, because you guys can look this up too on your device, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you, and if you're not looking it up on your device, you can look up here at the smartboard. I want you, can everybody see the definitions there? I want you to think about what we did with the words and context, and I'm gonna tell you our words and context when we came up with our definitions were relatively close or very close to the definitions of the word. So, looking at these definitions, what definition do you guys want to use for this?
Number one. Number two.
Number one, number two?
Three.
I don't care.
It's
think about what we came up with as a definition for the word in context. If you don't remember, you should have written it down on your paper. Refer back to it, okay? And what did I just say about the definitions? When you look at definitions, the one that's most commonly used is number what?
One.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again, based on the two things that I just asked you, what did we come up with the word in context? And the most commonly used definition, which one of these definitions do you want to use?
Number one.
Oh, we can all agree now. Okay, and so, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna copy number one. Ooh, I hope I can copy it. Yes. And we're going to paste it here. Now, knowing this, what this definition is, we decided that we were gonna use the definition to condemn or censor openly or publicly how do we put this in our own words? Suggestions. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus, I didn't see your hand. Yes, sir.
To announce or declare something.
To declare what? Because it's not just declaring anything. We're doing what? Look at the definition. We're doing what? We're what?
Ensuring.
Publicly declaring.
We're publicly declaring what?
A cause.
A cause.
But what action are we taking here? We're condemning it, right? So we can't skip over words in the definition. Because to condemn is action. So we can't skip over that. So somebody said to declare something that is wrong or evil. Okay? Does everyone agree with that definition, or would you disagree?
I agree.
Anybody disagree? Okay. All right, let's hope we have better luck here with and the source. Again, there are other sites. Denounce. Let's see. Before we look them up, can anybody think of a synonym on their own? Something that's like the word on their own?
Announce.
No.
Accuse or blame?
Blame, accuse.
Proclaim.
Now we already have two, but let's look and see. Let's look and see what else they may have here. So we have synonyms. We're gonna search. All right. Anybody see anything? We already have accuse and blame. Good job, guys. We're coming up with that. Somebody wants expose? Okay, we can use expose. That's pretty good too. Anything else?
Criticize.
Declare.
Criticize.
Criticize? Okay. Criticize. No, don't. That's my keyboard again. And I think there's something wrong. It's wireless, and unfortunately, I think there's something wrong with
Connection.
mm-hmm. But you work your way through it, like we're doing. All right, so we have criticize. I got two eyes, wondering why that's like that. Let's move on to antonyms. Let's move on to antonyms.
Applaud or approve?
Somebody says applaud
Or approve?
or approve.
For.
For? Okay, wait. Woo! I don't think Miss Young types that fast. And
Consent.
this misspelling.
Yeah. Wait, no, it's not. Applaud is right.
Waiting for my keyboard again. Sorry, guys. We said applaud, approve, and what? For?
Accept.
For? Somebody said accept?
I said consent.
Consent. Okay,
It's like looking
yes. Let's look at some of the things they have here so we can check ourselves. Go here. Lots of synonyms. Wow, look at the pages and pages of stuff here. And that's why they have this tab, please help. They still don't have adjective. Wow. So I'm gonna go back here, cause I'm not seeing it, and I'm gonna go with, like I said, we're gonna type in antonym for denounce. And it'd be nice if I can get my keyboard to stop acting up. All right, so antonyms for denounce. Interesting. I see synonym, synonym, synonyms. Whew, synonyms. Synonyms, 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 synonyms. This is great. But we're not gonna give up. Because I actually think we're correct, but I want to verify that we're correct. Synonyms, oh, here we go. Here we go. Approve, endorse, sanction, applaud, we have that, okay? So we're on the right track. Or honor, we have that. Everybody see this right here? All right. Back to our word study. No picture. Let's have a sentence, guys. What sentence are we gonna use?
I went to school
Let's-
and I publicly denounced against
Look at the definition again. To condemn or censor openly or publicly. Or, in our own words we said, to declare something is wrong or evil. How do we take that idea and put it in a sentence using denounce? Damon.
I denounce something.
I denounced. We're gonna, the use
Oh, yeah.
or the practice of, we're gonna say the use of gun violence. All right, I have one more question. Did we already say this? What part of speech is denounced? Verb. Thank you. Okay. So what we're gonna do